Hey guys, it's Jasmine. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about all about why I decided to elope and not have a wedding. So if you've never seen me before or seen my channel before, hi. I eloped when I was 19 and technically I'm still 19, so I eloped when I was 19 and I didn't have a wedding. We literally okay, so here's how the conversation went. Okay.
Our anniversary's coming up. What are we
Oh
gonna
my
do?
god, I don't know. What should we do?
What if we got married?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so that is literally how it went down and how we decided to get married. And so we had to get the marriage license the next day after we decided, because in the state of Washington you have to have your marriage license for 3 days before you get married. And we wanted it to be on our anniversary because, like, what an epic thing to do. Wait, let me focus. Because we just thought it was an epic way to celebrate our 4-year anniversary together, and just the fact that it was our first year moved out and we've been through so much together, and we just decided that, like, why not just be like young and stupid and just get married. And so the next day we decided to get the marriage license because that was the very last day for us to get it before our anniversary for it to be legal. And the courthouse closed at like 4 or something like that, and we got there at 3:30. So it was very, very last minute, very like, even though it was rushed, I was never stressed. I was just really excited. And the thing I liked about it was we didn't put any care. Anyways, we didn't put any thought into things that are not important in being married, like flowers or cake or catering or anything like that that you would have to think about in a normal wedding. I didn't waste any energy thinking about that. All I was thinking about was making a lifelong commitment to someone that I really cared about and that I really love. And oh my god, this is so weird. I'm like not really a sappy person, and like not really like a sensitive like person like that, so talking about this is kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, so we just thought that, I don't know, I just think it's kind of romantic to make your wedding day about you and the person that you're committing yourself to. Because don't get me wrong, I love a good party, okay? Like, ever since I was a kid, I planned my own birthday parties. It was like all out, and for a brief period of time I really did want to become like a party planner as like my job, but obviously that did not pan out. But anyways, like, I love parties, I love weddings, and I love the wedding dress, I love the cake and everything. Like, I'm a huge fan of that. But at the same time, it just made sense for us to just elope. And to be honest, we were gonna do it at a courthouse, but all the courthouses were closed on the day that we wanted to get married. Like, we went to work and then went home. Like, it was just a regular day for us. And Shota's best friend actually married us, and funny story, he actually didn't really want to, but then we low-key like forced him to, because I don't know, they've been best friends for a long time, and Chris is just someone that will be in our lives forever, and he's not just like a random friend, you know, like not one of those friends you're like, oh, we're coworkers so we're friends, but really I'm not gonna see you in like another year. No, he's not like that. Like, I know, like, even in like 40 years, if we move out of state and, you know, we may not hang out all the time, but when we see him, I know he's still gonna be like important to us. So that was really cool, having someone so important in our lives be like the marrier. And it was really, really cute because he was actually like taking the job very seriously, and he wrote out like this script and made it like all official, which was really funny because we literally got married in our first apartment. Like, it was nothing special. We didn't have any like fancy decorations or anything. Like, I just put up photos of us that we've been saving since 9th grade. Baby Shota and Jasmine. But anyways, yeah, so I just thought it was really cool that it was not about the decorations, it was not about the food or who's invited. Should we invite that great aunt that we've never talked to? Like, there's nothing that we wasted our energy on. It was all about us and our love and just being together forever. And we already shared like an apartment together. We already had a combined bank account. Like, we already did bills together, and not just like, oh, I'll pay my half and you pay your half. Like, we were sitting down every month talking about money, talking about our future and like our goals and everything. And we already acted as if we were married. So we just planned like a special day to just make it legal. And if you're new to my channel or just don't know me, I actually have like really bad anxiety, and we've been through a lot together. And something that I don't want to ever happen is if something happened to either one of us and we were like, say for example, in the hospital or something, like, I can't imagine him not being there because we're legally like not together. And I feel like in general, being young and being in a serious relationship, like, already a lot of people automatically assume that you're not that serious because like we're young, you know? So just being legally married is like kind of funny because people will be like, oh, how old are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm 19. They're like, oh, like, and then they'll see my ring. They're like, are you married? And I'm like, yeah, I actually am. And they're like, oh, and I can see that the way they look at me is different. It's like, oh, she's married. Either they're probably either one thinking like, why did you get married when you're 19? Like, you're dumb. Or either like, oh wow, she's really mature for 19. She was already married. Either way, I don't really care. Like, but it's just funny. And I feel like being 19, already moved out and already like owning all of our own things in our name, like not in our parents' name, and already living like an adult life, like it just makes sense for us to be married. And you know, just like for legal reasons, and like obviously it's more romantic than just legal reasons, but yeah, like we just felt like it basically is like the main thing I'm trying to say. um but I think it's interesting when people get married and focus so much on the wedding, because that's one day of your entire life that you're committing to that person. And when people in general get married, I don't think you should go in with the attitude of like, oh, I'm gonna get married, and like if anything fails, we'll just like divorce, you know, because then you should just date. Like, the whole point of being married is to commit yourself to someone forever. And don't get me wrong, I think there are good reasons for divorce still, but I don't think you should ever go into a wedding or a marriage thinking like, oh, divorce is an option, because it shouldn't be. And if you feel like you need to tell yourself like, oh, if anything goes bad, I'll just get divorced, you probably shouldn't get married. You should probably like think about the things like that. And just getting married in general, if you are going into it with still unanswered questions, like, it just really blows my mind when people get married without knowing like what that other person wants to do with their life, for one, or if like your core beliefs contradict or aren't the same. Not necessarily aren't the same, but just don't align. Like, for example, I grew up in a Christian background and Shota grew up atheist or like no religion. And just because we don't believe the same things, it doesn't necessarily like conflict, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't bother me that he doesn't read the Bible every day, and it doesn't bother him that I believe in God. So it still works. Whereas if like I am a hardcore Christian, I don't see it working out with a hardcore like, I don't know, Jewish person or Muslim person or any other religion, where it's just not the same and it's just important to me. Whereas religion for Shota is more of like an open-minded thing. Like, he's more open to it. Whereas for me, I'm pretty decided. So, or like another thing is like our career paths. Me and Shota both want something more creative, more entrepreneurial, whereas I can't see myself being with someone who is very, very like corporate focused, or someone who has a boss that tells them what to do or when to do it or where to go or when they can leave and all that stuff. And I know like right now we both have jobs where people are in charge of us, but our main goal in life is to be our own boss and to own our own businesses, and so that aligns. And it doesn't mean that you have to know exactly what you're doing with your life or your partner has to know exactly what they're gonna do, but just the main things and the things that are deal breakers for you, you have to know that. And being with Shota for 4 years prior, before we got married, I am and was then really, really confident that we are going to be growing together. And we're young, and don't get me wrong, things are probably going to change in the future. Like, I'm not going to want to do one thing for the rest of my life, but the main core beliefs align. And so that's why we got married, because it's like, okay, we've been through 4 years together already. Like, from ninth grade to graduating high school, you become like such a different person, but we always grew together. And just because I want something and I want to go in this direction, he should never feel forced to grow in that direction with me. Like, we're always growing in the same way, if that makes sense. I hope I'm getting it and it's just not like some weird thoughts that I have, but yeah, like and if I want to do something with my life, I know to discuss it as soon as the thought comes into my brain. If I'm like, I kind of want to be like, I don't know, fucking a pro wrestler, I'm not gonna be like looking into it, trying to see how I can become it, training for it without letting him know. Like, I'm going, as soon as a thought enters my brain, the first thing I want to do is discuss it with Shota and get his opinion and talk it out and really decide, like, is this something I'm interested in, or is it just like a what if? I'm not gonna be a pro wrestler, but that was just an example. So yeah, and I don't know, do I want a wedding someday? Hell yeah, because I'm gonna throw like the best party ever. And I live for parties, so I'm excited for that day to come. But in my opinion, I just feel like weddings should be a celebration of your life. So one day when we have kids and my business is off the ground and we're really succeeding and feeling like, okay, we're on track for our future, I'm gonna throw a bomb ass party. And we're probably gonna do like a vow renewal at like our 10-year anniversary or something. And pretty much it's gonna be a wedding with like a white dress and flowers and everything like that. But that day will be like a celebration of what we've already accomplished and what we're going to accomplish. And it just, for me, doesn't make sense to have a wedding to start something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And also, let me tell you something. Okay, I love weddings, right? And so I always watch wedding shows and like people getting married and stuff, and I didn't think it would be as awkward as it was to give vows. Oh my god. And like at our like wedding or like elopation, no, that's not the right word. When we eloped, there weren't that many people there. It was just like his best friend, my sister, my best friend, and like two of his friends or whatever. Just a few people, not a lot. But it was awkward as hell saying my vows because I don't know, I am not really like a PDA type person. I don't really like talking about my feelings in public and stuff, and I'm just like not really that much of an open book when it comes to vulnerable things like talking about your love for someone. But it was awkward. So I'm just telling you, girls, guys, whoever's watching this, don't say I didn't tell you. It won't be awkward. But yeah, so what else should I talk about? Oh, I should probably tell you guys like how we told our parents, which was kind of a shit show. So remember how I said that it was a very last minute decision and we didn't ask anyone's permission and anything like that? Already I don't really have like a good relationship with my family or my parents specifically, so it was not important to me at all for Shota to ask for their permission, because I'm like, bitch, I'm already moved out. I have my own life. Like, why would he ask for permission? That doesn't, in my case, that just doesn't make sense. So, we didn't ask anybody. We just kind of did it, which is, if you kind of see like a trending pattern in our lives, so. Yeah, so we just did it, and then afterwards, okay, I'm such an asshole. So I posted a picture on Instagram, and go to my Instagram, you can see it. But I was kind of like unclear about the fact that we got married. I was just like posting pictures. And then I texted my mom and told her, hey, so we got married. Her exact response is, why did you do that? And then my exact response was, because I felt like it. And that was it. And I kind of assumed that she would tell my dad, but she didn't for like months. And then, yeah, I mean, like, now they know, but I've never really, like, talked to them about it. So, yeah. And I knew, like, I heard that they always knew that we were gonna get married anyways, so it's not really, like, a shocker. It's just a shocker that it happened like that. So, yeah. And then, my sister was there, so, like, she knew, but, Shoda's sister, hey, Shoda, was Sakura mad that we got married?
She got mad that I didn't tell her.
Yeah, so he was kind of an asshole brother, and he probably should have told her, but he didn't till after it happened. And then, were your parents mad?
No, they were shocked more than anything.
They were shocked. But yeah, I think everyone knew. I mean, dating from 9th grade till moving out and still being together, I'm pretty sure everyone's like, oh, you're gonna get married someday. So yeah, I think that's all. I really can't think of anything else that you guys might be wondering about it. I hope this was entertaining. I know it's not every day that you meet someone who just randomly eloped. So yeah, if you have any more questions about the topic, please let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, until I see you guys next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Oh, and please like and subscribe, okay, bish? Bye, love you.